This is a headgum.
Video.
Handsome, chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod. Chatting with friends on the Handsome Pod.
Pretty little episode. Welcome to the Pretty Little Episode. I'm your host, Fortune Feimster.
Joined, of course, by me, May Martin.
May
Martin.
Buddy, you have been going through it there in Toronto, filming crazy scenes. I don't know what in the world you are in right now.
I know, and then I don't want to give spoilers and stuff, but when I talk about it, it reminds me of like my mom was writing this book for a while, and she would drop things and be like I was reading a newspaper article where a guy in Japan hid in a composting toilet and filmed women. And then she'd go, oh, something similar happens in my book. And we'd all be like, what is this book about? And that's kind of what it feels like when I tell you guys about the show. I'm like, oh, then I was filming this thing. And it's like, what is this show? I don't really know anymore.
Also, you have to really love, what's the word? Buttholes, vaginas to hide in compost. And to see it at such a very close-up angle. What are you even seeing? It's darkness.
I think it's about more than just liking, but like to me that feels like you like getting peed and pooed on.
Oh God! I can't believe this is where we're. May.
He was in a wetsuit. This is a true news story.
Well, that is helpful, but yeah, that's a weird kink. I'm glad I'm very not into that stuff, but that is funny that your mom's like very similar to my book.
Yeah, it'll be random things. She'll see like a pigeon eating sort of an old dumpling on the street. She'll be like, makes me think of my book. I'm like, what is happening in this book?
Y'all are both creative writers in that way.
I guess so. Yeah. How are you? How's the fam? What's going on?
Everybody's good. I just got back from a friend's birthday trip.
Oh, birthday trip bold.
It's so it's super fun, but also a lot of people.
Right.
And
did you know all the other people?
I knew them, but not everybody super well. So Jax and I were the friends trying to like mind our P's and Q's and like, does anybody need anything? You know, what can we help with? Like, you don't want to be like the two people everyone's like, God, they haven't done any, they didn't clean up after dinner, something like that.
Oh, I know.
Don't you think that big groups breed that kind of thing?
Of course.
So-and-so did this.
And even if people say they're not, there's someone there who's got an internal list of who brought what, who did what. Yeah.
Who's contributed, who's paid for what, who's cleaned, who hasn't. And we didn't want to be the bad ones.
I'm always like, just tell me what to do because I just won't think of it or I'm just having a nice time. But it's not that I don't want to help and contribute. Like I went on one group trip and then everyone was packing up to leave. And I guess I was like, I got to go quickly do a spell. So I wrote.
Wait, what?
I had decided like that on this weekend I was going to write down my wishes. It was a new moon, buried it under a plant.
Okay.
So I'm like, in my mind, that's a priority. So we're like all packing up. I'm like, oh, gotta remember. So I leave
and spell.
Yeah, and then on the ride home, everyone was real quiet because I guess they'd been cleaning the whole Airbnb, and I'd been like, I just didn't even think of it. I don't know.
They're like totally they were pissed because everyone's cleaning and you're outside just like, doing like your hands like a magic trick.
Yeah,
and you're
but
like,
to me,
this
it's
is
like
equally important. And they're like, but it's not.
I'm like, we're all going to benefit from this spell, guys. Like,
what is the benefit of? Why do you end the trip with a spell? Please tell me first and our listeners.
Well, I don't know. In this particular case, I think it was a new. I mean, what if we're living in a simulation and all of reality is just based on our intention?
Okay.
So if you're going, hey, my intention is this. This is what I want. I don't know. Look, I sound really spiritual these days. I'm really,
Well, when I think of spells, I guess I'm thinking of the TV version where I'm putting a spell on you.
Oh,
meaning
like almost
a curse,
right?
Or a love potion.
No, I would love a love potion.
Either one. It can go either way. But a spell, I don't think of in terms of like we had a great weekend, and let me close this weekend with a mantra, prayer, whatever.
Yeah, a reflection, but really, truly, in my mind, it was like, okay, Rose is doing the dishes, Camille's emptying the garbages, May's doing the spell. Like, I was like, I'm an important part of this.
And now, and May has not been invited back to a group trip since.
Seriously.
I used to be the person, and I probably still guilty of this. I'm the same. Like, tell me what you need, tell me what to do, I'll do it. And I've learned from Jax to be a little bit more proactive because she's super proactive. So
yeah,
I was trying to be like cleaning up more and unloading the dishwasher more. And oh, we don't have ice, let's get some ice at the store, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was pretty proud of myself. Now, I haven't taken a poll from the whole group. Maybe they feel differently.
There's a WhatsApp group that you're not on called Processing Fortune's Behavior.
That's right. But it was fun. And but I am so glad to be home. Not anything to do with that. I just was not anticipating going on a trip. That was very last minute.
Oh.
And I was like in the mode of like home from filming after 5 months, back from Europe. I have this amount of time between my next tour. I'm so pumped to be home. And I was like, oh, back
off I go.
Away again. Yeah. So, but now I'm home.
I'm excited to get into a routine. Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited for you being excited for me.
And we're excited for what?
What?
Questions from our pretty little handsome listeners.
This is literally the perfect lead-in for this question.
Oh, great.
Is it about spells?
I'll
put a spell on you. Did you ever listen to that song?
Did I ever? Bette Midler's version.
You're mine. Is that the words? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hi, Handsome Pod. This is Ryan and Tia, and we live in Nashville, Tennessee area. And our question for you is if you have any fun little parody songs that you like to sing around the house, either to other people that live in your house with you or to yourself.
Oh, fun little parody songs. Because I started doing musical comedy where I would change the lyrics to existing songs. Mm-hmm. And then I heard some interview with one of my favorite comedians being like, that's the lowest form of comedy. I was like, oh no. So I used to have a ton of like,
because you play guitar.
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. So I had feed me pies, feed me chicken, me pies. So stupid. And I had a song about Don Cheadle and having sex with Don Cheadle.
Oh.
A fantasy. And it was to the tune of what's going on. I can't do it now.
Don Cheadle, have sex with me, like that.
It was like, and so I awakened. Okay, because I saw him filming a movie on the roof beside my apartment, basically. Yeah. So then I wrote this fantasy about like, I can't actually remember. But basically,
I wake in the morning and I look outside and Don Cheadle's on the roof and he looks so high. I scream at the top of my lungs, Don Cheadle right now.
Pretty much, yeah. And it got pretty graphic. And then somebody
we're gonna bone. We're gonna bone.
Oh yeah.
Don Cheadle and me. That doesn't rhyme, but it's a working.
Yeah, but the energy's song. There. It's horny as hell. And then somebody sent it to his agent, like someone who knew his agent personally.
Oh, and then you put this song out?
I did it live and filmed it, and I had a video of it, and then someone sent it. And then Don Cheadle actually responded to me, and he sent me a photo of him watching me sing it, and he's like making this face like, what the fuck? And then we kind of used to tweet at each other back and forth. And then this was like 15 years ago or more.
Whoa, yeah.
Then cut to last year, I'm backstage at a kind of event.
Yeah.
I look over, he's wearing a COVID mask, but I'm like unmistakably, that's Cheadle. And I thought, he's not going to remember. Like, I mean, I look totally different now, but I'm like, I have to say something because I love Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
And so I went up and right? He's so effortlessly cool. And he was with his wife, and I go up and I go, hey, I'm so sorry. You're not going to know who I am. And he goes, I know who you are. And I'm like, oh, and I went, I just need to tell you, I'm not creepy and weird. And he was like, no, I got it. It was funny. And then I sat down, we chatted for ages.
Oh,
it was so nice. Yeah. Anyway, that's my story.
I love
parody songs. Well, you're singing nonstop.
I'm singing all the time, but I don't know if it's a parody. The first thing that, the classic, it's not a parody, but my friend's song from the Groundlings, Backdoor Butthole. I sing that more.
Do you actually sing it to yourself?
Oh, yeah. And I'll giggle. It's the same as a front hole, but I won't put a baby in the oven. Is there a parody song? I don't know that I have an actual parody.
No, you're just singing beautiful covers of existing songs.
What I do is I sing songs and I often am singing the wrong words.
Right. And then does Jax correct you?
No, because she knows none of the lyrics.
Oh, right.
I at least know 80% of the song.
Right. Do you ever sing something when you want to give a criticism or a feedback, but you don't want it to be too biting? So you're like, can you throw away your garbage? People do that passive aggressively, right?
I'm sure they do. I haven't done that before, but I sing and don't even know that I'm singing.
Yeah.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that it's exactly what I wanted feeling.
I have a friend who loves books, but it's impossible to know what book to get for them. So I got them the literary clock from Uncommon Goods. It's a digital clock that shows literary quotes instead of conventional numbers to indicate each moment of the day. So whatever time it is in real life is a part of the book's quotation.
Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out-of-the-ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/handsome. That's uncommongoods.com/handsome for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
Today's episode is brought to you by Ollie. Clean, fresh nutrition that your dog needs in 5 flavors they'll absolutely flip over.
Here's how it works. You fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz. They'll create a customized meal plan on the spot based on your precious pup's weight, activity level, and other health info. Now, you guys know I'm obsessed with our dog Biggie, and little Biggie Bear has a very sensitive system. So Jax is very particular about what she feeds them, and so we love the fresh whole foods because it's so good for Biggie's gut health.
Ollie's biggest sale of the year is here. For a limited time, you can get 70% off your first box plus a free bowl and storage container. Head to ollie.com, fill in your dog's details, and use code HANDSOME to get the lowest price of the year on a personalized meal plan. This offer ends December 6th, so act now. Head to ollie.com and enter code HANDSOME to get 70% off your first box.
I was singing with someone recently. This is a humble brag, but the band The Chicks.
Do I?
I was singing. I got them to sing on karaoke their own song.
Yes, amazing.
They were hesitant. They're like, you don't want to hear that. I go, I 100% want to hear that.
That's all anyone wants.
And they're like, nah. I go, yes. So we went and sang from the first album, like the classics.
Oh man,
and
that's
I
cool.
was like nervous because I was like, oh God, they're gonna be looking at me singing to them their own song. What if I don't know all the lyrics?
Oh, don't get me started.
And I messed up a couple, but I was locked in as much as I could be. Looking at Natalie. Natalie's looking at me. And we're saying, there's your trouble. Keep seeing double with the wrong one.
I like that.
Classic country from the 90s.
I need to get into their music more. I'm gonna do a deep dive.
Oh, they're amazing. Their latest album, Gaslighter, because they've gone far away from country for a long time now, but they still, Emily and Marty play those amazing instruments. So it always has like a hint of that because it has banjo and they have fiddle. But man, that album is really, really good. You gotta listen to it.
Okay, I will.
But anyway, I didn't answer the question because I don't have a parody song, but I love to sing. So
I think the butthole song counts.
Thank you, friend.
Should we hear what these friends said?
Yeah.
Ryan and Nashville?
We sure should.
Our answer for this is Handsome Pod related, and it's for our dog. And we like to sing, scratching the head of a handsome dog, kissing the face of a handsome dog.
That's so good.
I love that.
You have to sing that to Biggie. Scratching the head of a handsome dog.
Biggie, you want to hit? Look, he's right here on the desk.
Oh my God.
Scratching the head of a handsome dog.
Scratching
you like that, Biggie? Scratching the head of a handsome dog.
That's really good.
Biggie, he's still asleep, but he loved it.
That's great.
Thanks for the question, Ryan.
Yeah, let's keep them coming.
Hi, handsomes. Take 27. Pretty little lady here. My name is Jana. I am from May's hometown of Toronto.
Nice.
Fortune, I've been lucky enough to meet you in the past.
Yes.
Tig, I don't want you to feel left out at all. Hopefully one day our paths will cross too, but love you guys all. I do have a question. Do you have any irrational fears? Something that has no bearing as to why you should or would be afraid of it. It's completely irrational, but you are afraid.
Interesting.
Oh.
This isn't like it's a fear in a different sense of the fear you're thinking of, but I have something very irrational that gives me the willies.
Yeah.
And it's anytime I tell people about it, they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I know, it's so stupid. I've had this since I was a kid. I think it's mental at this point, and it's not changing." But I cannot stand the feeling of
I'm scared and excited.
Biting into a strawberry.
Oh, I know you said this. Okay,
These tiny little seeds.
Yes. Okay, I did know this about you.
Like make me go. I see like a blender with a bunch of blackberries or strawberries and the seeds are at the bottom, like I can't even look at it. I'm like, wow, get it away from me.
That feels like past life shit,
right?
Like
it does, because it makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. It feels like you caught some illness from a raspberry seed, like
And so I can't even like the thought of biting down on those hard little seeds. Like I have a fear of that. Like I'm gonna accidentally just like chomp on a bunch of seeds. I'm like, oh God.
I get that. So that's like a visceral. My one like that is people touching my face. Like if I'm in love with you, touch my face, please, as much as you want, and as much as you can. Thanks. But like friends who like or randoms who just put their hands on your face, I'm like, get your hands off me. I hate people touching my face. Even like in massages and stuff, I say don't touch my face.
I say I do the no face thing too.
No face. And then also I don't like the smell of people blow drying their hair in the change room. Like I don't want to smell your both these things. I don't want it unless I'm in love with you. So I don't want to smell your hot head if I'm not in love with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, I fear deep water, which is rational, I think.
That is rational for sure. I fear sharks, but that's also rational because they keep biting everyone lately.
Yeah, I fear death. I fear dying alone. I fear all those things, but that's normal.
Yeah, absolutely. So nothing irrational about that.
Except I guess it is irrational that we like it's way more dangerous just to cross the street. But we're like, sharks are really a threat.
Well, I just stay out of their home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I stay on the beach and I look at their home.
Really?
Say,
you don't
what a beautiful home you have, and I don't go in it. That's my thing, because we are technically going into their home. Yeah. And then going, it bit me.
Oh, it bit me. Yeah, that's true.
So.
And what if they had a little sign on their shark home that said, bite first, ask questions later?
That's right. Or it says, bite me.
Yeah. Can I quickly say, I don't know if I think it's a different Jana who left this question, but there's a person in Toronto called Jana Watson. Mm-hmm. And basically one day I'm walking down the street. I hadn't been home in a long time, a couple of years. Walking down the street, I see who should step in front of me? Jana Watson. I go, oh my God, Jana Watson. It's so good to see you. I give her a hug. She's like a little standoffish. And I'm like, listen, I'm in town for a couple weeks. It'd be great to see you. Let's get together. She walks away. As she walks away, I realize I've never met her.
That's not her. Yeah.
No, it is her.
It is her.
I've just seen her in the Instagrams of my friends. She's not my friend. I just know her so well from my other friends' Instagrams. And I'm like, oh, Jana Watson. Yeah,
that is hilarious.
And she was like, yeah, I guess we'll hang out.
She was like, okay, nice to meet you for the first time.
Yeah.
I just love that you know everyone's first and last name.
Got to.
Ian Peach.
Yeah.
My irrational fear is downward escalators. I'm fine with escalators going up, but escalators going down, I always hesitate taking that first step and I wait for the perfect step before I step on.
I get that. Some people get stuck on those. It's scary. Do you want me to give you a new irrational fear?
Sure.
Maybe it's rational after I tell you this. Apparently, a lot more elevators than you realize aren't there when the door opens.
What do you mean? And you just step in and it's not there?
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
You're welcome. New irrational fear unlocked. I don't know the stats on it. I can't give you a May fact.
But it's a lot more than you'd think.
I've heard you should always look when you press the elevator button to make sure the elevator's there, because it does happen where it's just not there. People walk and shoom, that does happen. Now, I don't think it's like this numbers are like crazy high. I just know it happens.
Sure.
So just look.
Okay.
But the thing that happens, I think, more frequently than that, because that's not as frequent, but it happens, is you know when you put your arm in to stop the elevator.
Yeah.
And we all trust that the sensors are gonna stop the stat on that. Again, I don't have the actual stat. Is that oftentimes the sensors it doesn't stop.
It doesn't work. So it just closes and then rips your arm.
Yeah. So there are a bunch of people who've lost limbs. Again, I don't know the stats. So is it 1 in 20, 1 in 1,000? I don't know.
Guess how many people die every year from champagne cork?
How many?
24.
Whoa, that's
on average.
That's such a preventable death.
And also, how are they dying? Is the cork just going right into the
their dome? Boom.
Yeah, I don't really get it, but yeah.
Here's what you should do: point it away from you, or put a towel over it.
But what if you point it away? It flies off. It hits the chandelier. Chandelier falls, crushes you.
New irrational fear unlocked.
It flies off. It severs a string that's holding up an anvil that you had as a decorative anvil hovering over your bed. I
also saw someone once, the manual wine openers where you twist it and then you kind of jimmy the cork out.
Yeah.
Saw someone opening the wine, jimmying it out. She had it under her face. She goes, boom, with the wine thing, chipped her whole front tooth.
No.
I mean, you'll live through that. It's just not pretty.
It's not pretty.
And she all of a sudden...
teeth falling out is a big one
had like a Jim Carrey tooth, where he got that,
I think he really did that for real.
Yeah, he has a chipped tooth.
And he took
the whatever
veneer off or whatever for Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, there you go. If you didn't have those fears before, you're welcome.
You're welcome. You got a whole batch of new worries. Remember worry dolls? You put them under your pillow, little worry dolls. I feel like parents used to, instead of, paying for therapy for their kids, they'd give them a little bag of worry dolls and you put them under your pillow and they soak up your worries.
Never heard of that, but I like that.
Yeah.
Well, let us be your worry dolls. Tell us your problems and we'll make you worry more.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sending them in. Keep sending them.
You can go to speakpipe.com/handsomepod if you want to submit a question to get one of us handsome folks to potentially answer it.
You can also pick up some merch if you're in the mood at handsomepod.com. We got new stuff, autumnal stuff.
Autumnal. Yeah, get that go shirt and get that hoodie. I'm waiting on my hoodie so I can rock it. It's the weather finally changed here.
Oh, really?
And it feels like fall.
Man,
and
the
I'm
leaves
super into it.
Like bright red leaves in Toronto. It's so nice.
I love it. Well, this has been such a treat chatting with you, my friend.
Always a treat scratching the head of a handsome dog.
Biggie snoring.
Aw.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And don't forget to check out all three of us next Tuesday on the Handsome Pod.
And until then, keep it
pretty handsome.